Okay guys, let me explain the setup here. I got my MT2400 snap-on Vantage, and my red wire is this guy here. I got it loose here, and my the black wire goes to my negative and the battery, and this is my other negative coming from the battery, and this guy here is the positive coming from the battery, supplying power to this socket. And the light bulb is a 1157, a dual contact filament, and this bracket here I make it as a ground so I can show you guys. This is the symbol they use in grounds, and what I'm gonna demonstrate here is when you got an open ground. Let's say you got it open from this guy to the ground. So what are you gonna get in ground? You're gonna get the current flow, which is 1317 is what the battery is supplying to this light bulb. Okay, so when you fix the ground, what you're gonna have is the light bulbs glows, and when you connect this guy here and that there 200 millivolts, that is a good loaded ground. Okay, so that is a good loaded ground, 200 millivolts, and that's about it. I just want to show you how the current flow. Why? Because I got this situation with this Caravan, and when I disconnect the map sensor and I check the powers and ground, and this Caravan, I got 5 volts referent from the ECM, which is good. I got 480 in my signal wire, which is key on, engine off, that is normal, and I got 6 volt point and a half in my ground. So right away I know that that ground is open. Now, knowing that, I pull the schematic and check it out, all the sensor, the chair, that ground, and when you watch the video you're gonna be surprised. Okay guys, thank you.
In the other video, I show you how the current flowed through the circuit when you got an open ground. Okay, this car here is a Dodge 2003 Dodge Grand Caravan Sport with a 3.8 liter. And when I went to my schematic, I want to see all the, because this car have cranks okay, no start condition. So I want to see when I did my power and ground test, and the first sensor that I got to see if my computer is awake. So I got a reading of 6.59 volts and the ground and the TCM ground. So that being said, this is my wire, my dark blue, dark green pin 43 and the TCM, and it's all my sensor grounds. It's transmission control module, crankshaft position sensor, camshaft position sensor, throttle position sensor, knock sensor, AC pressure sensor, and map sensor. Now, that being said, that makes sense in the right direction because you got an open ground, and that's why this car don't start. Okay, so that being said, I went with my meter and check all these check the easier sensor that I got in the engine was in the plenum, and it was the map sensor. Now this is the connector of the map sensor, and the view on this connector is on the back probing side. Okay, to do this test I just disconnect the sensor. I disconnect it from the sensor, and I want to see my signals, my powers and ground here. So my first here is my map signal that I got a reading of in that reading I got I believe it was 4.89. You're gonna see it in the video, close to 5 volts, and that is a normal. That's what I got there. And this guy here I got 6.59. That's immediately I know that my ground is bad, and the terpene and it's my PCM 5 volt reference. So I got this guy good, I got this guy good. This guy number 2, it was a bad ground. Okay, so over here I explain key on, engine on, key on, engine off. No engine vacuum, should be reading about 4.5 volts. And the number 2 PCM, no more than 100 millivolts. And the PCM 5 volt, you should have 5 volts. Okay, so even though if you got 4.89 and your reference here, that will be okay. But I got a good 5 volt there. And this section here I explain that is normal, like 5.90, that is normal in this test. But if you got this 4.90 with the engine running, forget about it. You're gonna have a very rich condition. So with the engine running, it's about 1 volt, 1.3, 1.5, something like that. But 6.59 in the ground, that is a no-no. So watch it in the video, and I jump this guy to a battery ground, and the car start, and we go from there. Thank you guys.
Okay, we're checking power and grounds here. Let me see here, and I'm gonna reset this, yes. And I'm measuring the map sensor. I'm getting the battery ground. No, that's a good ground. Let me see what is my ground and the battery here. And I got 9.2724 battery voltage, so the battery is weak. And check right now. Yes. Okay. And the map sensor, because we believe it's a background in this car, is a crank no start condition. And the first wire I'm gonna touch is my my 5 volt reference from the map sensor, which we got 5 volts. The middle wire is gonna be the ground, and this is what we got as a ground, 6.59. And my signal wire, this is what I got in my signal wire. So and the TPS, I got the same situation, same readings, and the map sensor, I got the same reading. So we got a bad ground in this car. Now we got to find out where it is. Let me take a picture of the connector on the map sensor that I was and this is with the connector disconnected. Okay, my 5-volt referent is the first one. Again, I'm using a tip like this that you don't open the connector, very important. And then this is supposed to be a PCM ground. And look, we got 6.59. So we gotta find that bad ground and see what's going on after that. Thank you guys. Okay guys, this is one good example to know powers and ground. And the minute I see that ground and almost 7 volts, 7 point something, I know that we got background, and this is a chair ground. It takes the map sensor, it takes the TPS throttle position sensor, and it takes the cam sensor, and also the pressure switch sensor, and for the AC. Now, what I did here, and because this harness here is already made by someone, as you can see, the wire cut from the TCM, from the powertrain control module, and then they jumped that wire there. Let me see if I can see it. I'll give you a better close. They jumped that wire there to feed power to this sensor. So I don't know where they get the ground here, and the ground somewhere is open. So to get this car going and don't get more involved with this car, somebody already hammered this car here. So we're gonna do an extra ground directly to the battery and go from there. All right, guys. Thank you.